Yo, what's going on, dudes? It's Trev back again here to bring you another video. This one's going to be talking about the Walking Dead video game. A lot of people have been asking me what I think about the game, obviously because I love The Walking Dead. And with regards to video games, I used to be like really into video games because if those of you who are new to my channel and you haven't watched my Who Am I video, I have a bachelor's of computer science and I work full time as a computer tech remote desktop senior computer technician for all of Canada for a company. And basically, so being is if you're in computers, you're going to play video games. Okay, it's just how it is. Especially when I was younger, I played a lot of video games, that kind of stuff. At this point in my life, I put in about 50 hours a week currently. So for me personally, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play this game just because I don't have a lot of free time. Um, even with just managing the YouTube channel, going through everybody's comments, I'm getting right now about 12 to 20 private messages per day and about 50 comments a day. So it's starting to get to that point now where, I can't, you know what I mean? It's hard to manage just as it is. Taking on any extra stuff is just impossible for me to do right now. Just letting those of you guys know. I still want people to submit video ideas for the Walking Dead show, though. Any video ideas you have, submit them to me, and I will write them down and do them if they're good ideas. This is one that a lot of people requested, so I'm still taking those. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I don't have a lot of extra time. Being as this is going to be the type of game that's going to probably be pretty time consuming. I mean, to beat the game, I assume you probably have to put in maybe 40 hours, maybe even longer. I mean, who knows, 30 hours, that kind of thing to get through the single player. And it looks like the story is very interesting. The main character's name is Lee. He's African American. And the beginning's pretty interesting. I believe from what I've been told, pretty much he basically is being arrested for something or other at the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. Whether it's, I think they said that he killed his wife or something. So possibly she was turning, or I'm not really sure. I don't have too many details about it, but it sounds like maybe maybe he killed her. She was a zombie, then he got arrested for it right after, but just as the outbreak was happening, which I think is a very interesting, some good writing on how to start a zombie apocalypse story. That's very cool, very interesting. It sounds like this game is going to be a lot like Resident Evil, like the old Resident Evils, like where you're going around and there's a lot of like quick time events where you have to. There's some gameplay footage you can check out. I'll put the link of the gameplay footage and the trailer under in the description of this video, and you can see like quick time events, like where he kicks a zombie in the head, and some different stuff like that where you have to like hit it at a certain time, and quick time events, stuff like that. So it does look cool, and it's definitely something I'd like to hear the story about. I'd like to read the story or experience the story. The thing about it is, for me, is time. I probably won't be able to play it, just because I don't have enough time. It's just all there is to it. I would enjoy playing it though, and it looks like a lot of fun and a good story. That's the positive side to it. Do I think it's going to be any good? A friend of mine I used to work with, his name's Keith. Pretty much his rule of thumb, he's a big time gamer. His rule of thumb was anytime there's a video game that's released about another media, or like, for example, a movie, like let's say Transformers or Captain America video game, any movie that comes out and there's a video game that's released with the movie, based off the popularity of the movie, usually those games suck. Most of the time. Most of the time, those games are terrible, because what the company's trying to do is they're trying to profit off of the fact that whatever it is they're doing, whatever media it is, a movie or something that's popular at a time, like a TV show, they're trying to capitalize on that popularity and make some profit simply by just producing a game. And a lot of times, those games are not very good. The best video games are the ones that are produced, to be video games. For example, Half-Life 2, which is rated the best game of all time, if you guys don't know that. #1, best game ever. Half-Life 2, for its time, was released. There was no Half-Life movie. There was no they set out to create the best video game they could possibly make, and that's what they did. They didn't create the video game because of a media, okay, that was attached to it, basically. And as a result, you end up with a good product versus a lot of times a movie comes out like Captain America last year. There's a video game for that, and everybody online was just trashing. All the trolls are just like, "Oh, this is the worst thing ever." Yada yada yada. It looks like crap. This kind of stuff. I think with this video game, it might be that case. It does look good though. Like I'm not sitting here gonna bash it bad, because I think that, like, definitely if I had more time, I would definitely probably at least rent it, or play it, try to play it, or find out the storyline of it, because it looks interesting and looks like a lot of fun. I'm sure a lot of people will buy it because The Walking Dead is so hot right now. But the thing is that aside from it having the title Walking Dead on it, and having a good story, which it looks like it does have a good story, the writing looks good for the game. It has no other ties to The Walking Dead itself. It has none. Like, there might be some character appearances in the game, but it's not like you're playing Rick Grimes and you're playing through when he wakes up in the hospital to the point where he kills Shane or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not actually like experiencing the Walking Dead story in a video game, which is what is a no-brainer. It's like, why wouldn't you do that? No, you're going to play a totally new character that we're going to create, write a story for, and you're going to go along with him. And that to me is interesting because we don't know this person, so we're getting to know who this character is and that kind of stuff. But the no-brainer decision that everybody goes with is if you're making a Captain America game, you play Captain America. If you're making a Walking Dead game, you play as Rick Grimes. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And then if you make a sequel, maybe you play as somebody else in a different situation. I don't know. There's rumors that Glenn will be in the game, and I'm sure a lot of other characters, maybe Rick will make an appearance, this kind of stuff, and you'll meet them and they'll be nice, or who knows. But I'm sure they'll have a lot of little, fun things in there for you. Maybe you meet up with that group or something like that. But for me, it just seems like a no-brainer that you should probably be playing as Rick Grimes. So that's one thing that I'm kind of like, eh. So two things so far. Number one, it's based off of the series, which, I mean, that can't be helped, but it looks like they're just making the video game because of the popularity of the series. And it really does look like that. So that's one. Number two, you're not playing as an actual character from The Walking Dead. This is a new character they're creating for the game. So how that turns out, the story looks interesting, so it looks like it'll be cool. I think they probably should have just, if they're going to make a sequel, do that. But in the first game, you should probably play as Rick Grimes. To me, I think that's the safe way to go, the way that makes sense. So those are a couple things that I think are maybe negative. The other thing is the company who's producing it is, let me just check here real quick, Telltale Games. Now, these guys, when I look, they've been around since 2004, so they've got experience making games. They've got a lot of games they've made over the past 8 years. There's quite a few, but when I look through the list of them, I don't see any heavy hitters here at all. I mean, at all. Like, let's see, what do they got? What's their best-selling game? Oh man, CSI, Poker Night, Back to the Future, Puzzle Agent 2, Jurassic Park, the video game, Law and Order, Legacies. I don't know. I've never heard of any of these games, man. So that's not a knock against it. I don't want to sound like I'm negative in this video because, like I said, I would play this game if I had the time. But it definitely looks like something that I don't know if it's going to be that great. In terms of what kind of score it'll get, I'll make a prediction. I think it'll probably be like a 6 or 7 out of 10 type game. I don't know if there's going to be any multiplayer, but I assume there probably won't be any multiplayer at all. Because it's not really like a first-person shooter game in terms of what I've seen. Well, it's like kind of like, yeah, it's not first person, it's third person, but quick time events, and like it's like Resident Evil like story, but it's not like GoldenEye or Halo or what else, Call of Duty, this kind of stuff. It's not something that a multiplayer would be based around. So I think I just kind of, as I was doing this video talking about the game, convinced myself not even to buy it. I'll wait until the reviews come in and people start saying how great, because the story I think could be really good because it seems interesting, the story of the character, and also the concept of other characters in the group killing themselves and stuff like that. It's going to be a very story intensive game, which I think will be good. So I'm going to wait first and see what people say about it, and it's going to come out next month, April. But me personally, I probably won't pick it up, and I probably won't play it unless people say that if it doesn't get like an 8 or 9 out of 10, I won't even look at it. And it probably won't. It's probably not going to happen. So kind of a negative video, a little bit negative prediction. Do I think the Walking Dead video game will be any good? I think it'll be fair. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be decent, but probably something I'm probably not going to get into. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one later. Peace.